Um,
So I can start with this one, the canvassing sheet. I created it. Add your names.
Did you post this in the Slack for people who aren't in this meeting? Give
Mhm.
you,
Yeah, but I can do that again.
yeah, that's it. Okay.
Okay. So this is just the sheet, like speaking note, speaking, what's the word? Like the paper you look at when you're talking to these projects. Those kind of stuff. I haven't prepared anything. I might be able to find the one from last year, but do we want to use the same one?
one of the things I'd like to do this year, would be actually asking more questions. Because last year we were a little bit more focused on letting the projects know that we exist.
Mhm.
Um, but we didn't really do a lot to gather data in an organized way. So this year it would be nice to focus more on asking questions. Um, and to actually have some place to write it down so that we remember the answers afterwards. Particularly for me, where I'm actually not going to be home for 3 weeks after the conference. Um, so let's set up something where we can well, we have a few things we want to ask, and so that would be one of the questions: is what do we want to ask projects?
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things obviously would be, you know, you know, what thing is going really well for your project, and or what thing do you feel like your project really has nailed, and what things are your project really having trouble with? Would be two to start out with. The and that might actually be enough, right? Because those are going to be long form answers. Um, and the start of a discussion if they answer them at all, and if they don't answer them at all, I don't know what else we would ask.
I don't know if it's something that I'm working on the side with CNCF projects that might be applicable. It's about sustainability of the project around documentation, because a lot of, especially sandbox projects, their documentation lives somewhere in somebody's private Gmail or G Drive. And there's actually a dedicated CNCF G Drive where the project just arrived. They make a ticket, say, I want the G Drive file. You make a folder, we make a folder, and they just stick all this stuff in there, which is a very good sustainability thing, as lots of documents have been lost over time.
Yeah, well, I mean, I suppose you can talk to them more about staff support and the like. The let's think of some other questions we might want to ask them. I mean, what we'll have to do is kind of take notes on our individual devices and then dump them all somewhere. Because, for example, adding notes to a spreadsheet is not all that practical when you're on the show floor.
Yeah, we were struggling to sort of update the spreadsheet on our phones last time we did this.
I mean, honestly, if I really actually want to capture the information, I'm going to bring a notepad. I can't one thumb type with any speed whatsoever. So okay, let's figure that out. One of the things that's going to be different this year in terms of the canvas is that the sandbox projects are all being given basically a single 2.5 hour shift, something like that, 3 hour shift. And as a result, there's just a lot of projects we're not going to catch. The so
They're actually they're actually better customers for us, right? Like these sandbox projects, maybe they have more they always have more issues, so we can help them
Yeah.
more. Maybe we can prioritize visiting them.
They're also a lot less likely to know we exist than some of the
Yeah.
others.
Yeah, it's just the problem is that unless we do a canvas every 3 hours, we're not going to get all of them.
Mhm.
Which I don't think I'm realistically be able to do. One of the things, because of my unexpected time off, I haven't been able to do is arrange my KubeCon schedule, because I also have to staff a couple of kiosks. The so but we'll figure that out.
On my agenda for this week to sort out schedules.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, same.
Yep. Wow, because of those single shifts, though, there's a lot more projects represented.
Yeah, really a lot.
I
So-
heard it is the biggest number of projects ever.
Well, I mean, it is. I mean, the drawback for projects is they don't get a lot of time to talk to people, et cetera, and some of their users may miss them entirely, will miss them entirely. The advantage is that there's a lot more representation, both because more kiosk allocation and also that it's more reasonable for them to staff it. You know, any project, even if they only have 2 maintainers, can find a staff for 3 hours. So, okay. Yeah, so we have to fill that in and figure out what other questions we might want to ask. And particularly, and one of the things is don't forget about the what's going well for you, right? Because we have maintainer circle and other things, and we really want projects to share with each other things that that they think are worth sharing.
Mhm.
So, okay. I have not looked at our kiosk schedule since Catherine posted it. Are they fully staffed, or they still need more people to take shifts?
Do they need our help? I actually didn't know.
Basically, her plan is it's primarily a DHOH kiosk, right?
Yeah.
But they weren't sure that they could fully staff it with DHOH people, so they wanted us to fill in for anything that wasn't fully staffed. Let me see if I can find that.
Oh, here it is. 16.
Yeah. Well, let me see if I can find, because she already has a schedule. Oh, get this out of full screen so I can actually access the rest of my desktop. Okay. The
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that they probably have plenty of people because they've got quite a few people from that community going to KubeCon.
yeah. Where is it?
By the way, I just found the instructions, like the talking points
Okay, I am not finding, oh, maybe it's in DHOH. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Probably is. Way too many slacks. Okay, one of the other things that we should all do is post about our stuff on social media.
Like we're gonna have a kiosk as the first thing, and then we're gonna visit projects as the second post.
Yeah.
I was actually posting something last year. Let me actually find it.
Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna ask her. I am really not finding
Here,
the
no, I
schedule.
just found the link
Oh, you did?
to their kiosk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. Hang on. I'll just drop it
Okay.
in. It has all some of the talks and things too. So they've
Okay.
got everything kind of collected in one place. Sandy?
Yep. Wait. Where's the link?
I just click on it.
Oh, kiosk. There we go. Okay.
Sorry. KubeCompare schedule.
Yeah. Okay.
So I assume that that's the green.
Yeah.
Yeah, kiosk duty. Yeah, so it looks
Oh,
like
okay.
they've got it covered. I assume they've just got the mornings.
Yeah.
Got a lot of stuff going on.
Yep.
Awesome. I love it.
Yeah. The so okay. Okay, so it looks like we're not actually needed there, which is nice. We can do other things. The one of the things is I do think that we probably need to figure out some way to have a quick run through of our presentation. Mostly because we have one new presenter with us. And Sandeep is probably going to need the run through, even if the rest of us might not. Finding time for the run through is going to be challenging, though. Ooh, and we don't have his slides, do we?
No.
Yeah, he didn't add the slides yet.
Okay. Okay, let me reach out to him. Okay. So, yeah, okay.
Rian, I think we
Yeah,
spelled your name wrong on that presentation. You might want to go look at the people slide.
There you go.
Usually I spell your first name wrong. I forget how many A's it has. Whoops, you're on mute.
Well spotted. Funny thing is, well, if you can see here on the back, if I don't blur my background, I have some community awards. So they sent me a community award and it was spelled wrong. So I said, please fix it. So they fix it, they send it again, exactly spelled wrong in the same way. At the end of the day, I had 3 of them finally before it was spelled right, which was kind of funny.
Okay, so can we find at some time next week? I mean, next week is the last week to run through the whole thing?
I
I'm gonna
think that
be,
might-
I'm gonna be at scale. I have no time in between now and KubeCon. I gotta be honest. I'm taking
Well,
Monday and trying to take Monday and Tuesday off to make up for having to work all weekend at scale. And I already have like 3 meetings I have to do on Monday and Tuesday. So I'm already not good at taking those days off.
You are a prolific speaker, so I'm sure you'll be good.
It is always good to kind of run through everything together though and get feedback, but I'm not gonna have time. Sadly. But do it without me and then you can read basically exactly what I'm gonna say because it's all in my speaker notes. So feel free to give me feedback on the speaker notes. And I promise not to go over 3 minutes.
I can create a doodle poll thingy. Would that work for you? Josh, Ryan?
Perfect. Thanks.
Okay.
No, I think the earlier in the week, the better. So we don't run out of time.
Okay. So, okay. Do. Okay. Yeah. The I mean, end of the day Wednesday maybe.
I can target that.
End of the day, East Coast or West Coast?
Oh, you're thinking about doing the run through before we go to KubeCon, which is also a possibility. Actually, doesn't sound like a bad idea. Easier than doing it at KubeCon.
Yeah, I was thinking
Um,
next
Next
week.
week. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I become unavailable as of Thursday, so yeah. It has to be early in the day for Dawn. Unless we're catching her after she leaves for LA, which I think would be bad.
Oh,
Yeah,
Dawn's
I'm
Dawn-
probably just count me out, but
Okay.
Ali and Sandeep are in even later time zones than I am. As is
Yeah.
Rihanna, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sandeep, I think, is the earliest time zone, so we might have to have it early US time.
Yeah. Could we do then? I guess yeah. So I was saying late in the day Wednesday, late in the day Ollie's time Wednesday, which would be early in the morning my time Wednesday, just because I have early morning calls on both Monday and Tuesday already. But I think I have an empty time slot on Wednesday, I believe. The obviously it matters whether or not Sandeep can join us.
Yeah.
Among other things, I don't know when he's leaving for Paris, but we might as
You know,
well
giving all these
pencil something in.
caveats, maybe we should do it on site the day before.
That's not a bad idea, but if we can schedule this, I would love to do an online one as well.
Okay, then
Um,
we create the poll. Let's see how it goes.
Wednesday's
The,
good for me as well. Early Wednesday.
Yeah, it's a lot better to do an online one before everybody gets on site because if there are any issues, it's really hard to find the time to fix them if you're already there.
yeah, so I could do 7 a.m. Pacific on when actually do. Wait a
Well,
minute.
Ali, why don't you just create a doodle poll with a
Yeah,
couple
create a dual poll. Yeah.
options?
The okay. So yeah, we'll do that. And then other stuff. Craig put this thing on here. As far as I can tell, he wants to do a bunch of edits and other things to the vendor neutrality guidelines. I'm not sure how much actual meeting discussion that requires. So, I mean, my initial response to this is, hey, it looks like you want to improve the vendor neutrality guidelines. How about submitting a PR? Because sure, I bet there's plenty of things those guidelines leave out. I guess the one big question that he sort of has here is enforcement. Right now, as far as I know, the CNCF's only plans for enforcement. CNCF's plans for enforcement, happen in two areas. Number one is vendor neutrality is one of the things that gets reviewed when a project wants to advance levels. And of course, the TOC would field complaints on vendor neutrality matters. As they are now with one project, actually. So but it wouldn't be bad to have that clarified in the guidelines. To basically say things like, hey, if you find a project that is not following these guidelines, report it to the TOC.
I think that we can mostly take language from the code of conduct type of documentation.
Well, except code of conduct reports are confidential. I guess that's one of the questions is it, and this would be something we would just punt to the TOC, is do they want people to be able to, is there a reason why people need to be able to report brand guideline violations confidentially? I don't feel like there is, because any violations of those guidelines would necessarily be public. But I guess somebody might not want to be known as the person who complained about it.
Yeah, from previous work that I've done with whistleblower policies, you normally want an opportunity for any sorts of whistleblowing to be anonymous.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So that would be something to punt to the TOC and say, hey, it seems like there's a reason for this. Can you set up a mechanism, please? Speaking as a member of the Code of Conduct, I do not want it to go to the Code of Conduct. I am actively resisting expanding the scope of the Code of Conduct Committee's duties, because we're already meeting like twice a week. We don't need to be doing more. So plus we can't resolve that, right? We're just going to punt it over the TOC anyway. Okay. Yeah, I mean, is there anything else in there that's not straight up in a suggested edit that needs to be reviewed? I mean, after we get Craig to create a PR, of course.
Would you like to write a comment to Craig?
Yep, I will go ahead and do that. So.
Well, while Josh does that comment, maybe Ali, do you want to start the next item? Because we're running out of time.
Yeah, before actually doing that, I just checked the limits of the doodle thingy, and it only allows me to create 20 suggestions. given that we have 6 people and bunch of days and lots of time slots, 20 will maybe not be enough. So if at least you people in this meeting can tell me which days definitely would not work for you, I could exclude those days. Josh, you said Thursday before Thursday, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Rian, are you good all week?
You're on mute.
Thank you. Let's say it's Tuesday, Wednesday. It's gonna be best.
Okay.
So that should give you plenty of options with just 3 days and the time zone.
Yeah,
Period.
Tuesday, Wednesday. So I'll just create the options for these 2 days. Yep.
Tuesday, Wednesday, early morning. I'm good anytime from 7 or 8 Eastern time. Josh, what's your earliest? What's early for you?
what time were you saying?
I'm available early Tuesday, Wednesday, but what does early constitute for you from your time zone point of view?
I'd prefer not to do it earlier than 7 a.m. Pacific. If I have to
Yeah.
if I have to get up earlier than 6:30, then I'm really wasted for the rest of the day, and I can't afford that on the week before KubeCon.
Good with me.
Okay. I cannot really evaluate if these would work, but yeah, sure. I have enough hours to create the restricted hours to create the poll, so should be fine.
Mhm.
Okay, so the next one is actually from me. The governance self-evaluation. I actually have 2 things to discuss about this. So first is, can we ask TOC liaison approval for this? Is it in a good shape, you think? It's still this template and the guide for self-assessment. It is still living in a feature branch, but do you think it is good to create a PR for the main branch and ask for TOC approval?
I'll admit I haven't reviewed it. I don't know if Josh has, I'm probably good with it.
Which is totally fine. That's why I was thinking I could create this PR and then you can review there again. But
Yeah.
this feature branch, it is just staying, everything is staying there.
Yeah.
And they cannot, the content should not live there forever. So we should
No.
either say, okay, this is good enough, let's merge it to
Yeah.
make, or let's kill this.
Yeah. No. I don't think we're done yet. My goal was to actually have it mostly done before we merge it into main. And also this definitely requires sign off by our liaisons before we merge it into main.
Yeah,
So
so what do you think is the missing pieces
yeah.
here? Like, I can maybe,
I have not looked at it since your last PR. So
it's also okay. Sure.
yeah.
I mean, this is not a
The
urgent.
I mean beyond checking that your last PR didn't accidentally drag in a whole bunch of files. I was just it's a feature branch. We're just going to merge it. So I need to actually look at it. I'll probably end up going through and editorially tweaking a bunch of wording there. Um, the Based on the things that I know that people have misunderstood in the past. Um, the and and then we can kind of start the process of, okay, let's get this up because even a lightweight guide is better than no guide at all.
Yeah.
The so
Or, I mean, when you're reviewing, or you can find out
yeah.
this and that is missing, so I can also work
Mhm.
towards
Mhm.
that. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So, but in the meantime, if you think of other things, just go ahead and merge them to the feature branch. You don't need to wait for approval or anything. I mean, do be careful that you didn't necessarily drag in half the files in your GitHub tree,
Yeah, but
which
yeah,
is
I don't
the
have any.
mistake I always make.
I don't have any other ideas actually.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Okay. Well, then I just need to go through it with an edit. Unfortunately, it's not likely to happen before KubeCon.
I know, yeah.
Because in addition to all of the KubeCon things we just listed, I'm also, even though I'm not going to scale, I'm still planning scale. So
Yeah.
the so I still have a whole bunch of deliverables for both scale and KubeCon. However, one thing that might be fun if we can grab an odd hour somewhere would actually be sitting together in person and hammering away on this at this, right? The
Oh, I
particularly
would
if we
like
could
that.
particularly if we could drag somebody over from one of the projects who hasn't seen it before and say, hey, can you read through this and tell us what's absolutely confusing?
Yeah, I like that idea.
So
Yeah, I'd be up for that.
um, the
Do you want to do it spontaneously, like grab someone from the kiosks, or do you have some good candidates already that we can reach out and plan things in advance? I don't know how easy it is to plan this thing, honestly.
well, difficult. You usually end up replanning it. But it doesn't hurt to have a time pinned down to begin with. The oh, one of the things I wanted to make people aware of, and I need to actually look at the calendar for this, is the tags plus TOC meeting.
Mm.
So I'll put it in everybody's calendar as soon as I find out when it is exactly. But they're going to be discussing some major things. None of us actually made it to the online meeting on Tuesday, mostly because we weren't aware that we were supposed to show up until Monday, which was too late for a bunch of us. But they're going to be discussing a bunch of things, including that they want to talk about splitting out some of the responsibilities of our tag into some other group. Something which, in principle, I might welcome, but I want to know specifically which, and who's going to staff this other group, right? Because that's the reason why we haven't handed these off to somebody else in the first place, because there's nobody else to hand them to.
Yeah.
Just looking for that schedule point. I actually know when it is, and I have it somewhere. I'll just share it later.
It is called TOC plus tag chairs meeting, right?
Yes.
I think I already have it in my calendar.
Yeah, I saw it on the schedule, but I haven't gone through the schedule to build my own personal schedule yet. I need to do that.
Yep, found it.
Yep. Okay.
March 20, Wednesday, 3.
Oh, wow, they're putting on Wednesday this time. Okay.
When is our talk?
When is our talk? Yes.
Those are the critical questions that I need to answer this week. When is our talk? When is the tag meeting?
The
Yeah, okay. 4:30. So right after this one, we have our talk.
Oh, fun. So I'll have to leave early. Okay.
Mhm.
I wonder
I
how
was
far
gonna say,
apart they are
yeah.
physically.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
I guess
what
we'll
what
find
room
out.
is ours in? Can you scroll down?
Sorry?
Can you scroll down to the room number?
Oh, okay.
Pavilion 7.
3. Oh, it's
Oh, it's actually right next to it.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, that makes things easy.
Okay.
Hell, we could even plug our session
Yeah.
during the meeting.
Okay. That does make it a lot easier.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, I mean, the bigger discussions are going to be like a whole bunch of other stuff, including finally maybe breaking up Tag App Delivery, which would be wonderful because Tag App Delivery currently has like 11 sub-projects, 11 working groups, which is just unsustainable. The so yeah, and I don't know what else they're going to discuss. I don't know if they're going to discuss the project's moving level stuff because that committee finished its work and it's now up to the TOC, and the TOC has not really done anything. So
One of the key discussions coming out of Tuesday's meeting I've been there is going to reconsider the relationship between tags and the TOC and what the TOC, how the tags should support the TOC and how the TOC should support the tags. So it's a mutual, we've been here for many years and what have shifted in the landscape, and let's readjust according to the shift. So I think it's going to be a good thing for growth.
Cool.
And then
Okay.
other things I know is in the pipeline, like working groups was supposed to be a time constrained thing that you got a task, you create a working group, the working group dissolve, but there's only one tag that ever used it like that. All of the rest just spin up working groups for specific sub functions. So that we need to fix the language and update those as well. Going to be a good meeting.
Okay. Okay, well, with that, I guess we prepare. Share out that doodle in the with the other speakers.
Yep, I'll do that. I'll also post the canvassing sheet on Slack again and the social media stuff. So I was posting, oops, something like this for Chicago. I can post the same thing again.
Yeah, that would be good. And then send out the link and we can just repost it.
Yep. And for the kiosk, the HOH kiosk, I basically leave it to Catherine. I mean, she's probably gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, I think they have a whole plan around how they're promoting some of the stuff that they're doing.
Yep.
Are we good?
Yep, I think we're
I'm
good.
good.
So thanks everybody. I will, when I get to this video, I will edit it down pretty substantially. The actual meeting parts. and no one will watch it because it'll be really boring. Um but and I will see everybody in Paris.
You in Paris?
The I kind of feel like we should have a breakfast or something, but I don't know when that would happen.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so hard to plan stuff at KubeCon.
Yeah, it is. Well, and the problem is to have a breakfast, somebody's going to want to be at the keynotes. which means really early breakfast.
Ugh.
The only
Yeah.
advantage is breakfast in Paris is fast. You have a coffee and a croissant and you're done. The
And I think given the venue is like in the middle of flipping nowhere and all the hotels are really spread out, I think breakfast is not.
actually there's more cafes and stuff than you might think in a sort of industrial convention center area.
I believe that, but our hotels are so far away that it's like,
Oh, right, because actually just bringing everybody together would be painful, right?
yeah.
So the
just
only way it would
getting-
work is if we
getting
could find,
somewhere together in one place super early is
Yeah.
easy if you're all at, you know, the OSS NA hotel and we're all in the same place, then it's really easy to do that.
yeah,
But
but
we're all
yeah,
spread
no,
out
and
in the city.
I'm staying in an Airbnb and the which is actually quite close. But yeah, the plus I think some people are staying in more in the center of Paris because it's not actually, as I understand it, it's not actually that much slower to take public transit out than to walk, say, 5 blocks. So, okay, see you in Paris.
Bye,
See you
everybody.
there.
I
Cheers.